Teesside University has been the birthplace of a lot of young, talented musicians. Tom Salmon is a talented singer-songwriter and performs regularly across the North East. He has produced a lot of original material and works hard to further his career in music. And we are lucky enough to be joined by Tom in the Any Vibe studio today. Hello, Tom.
Hey.
What has been your most memorable performance in the North East? Not just Teesside, North East in general, but...
I've done a lot of stuff around Teesside, so it probably is in Teesside area, but it has to be in Sticky Fingers, a music sort of bar just on Linthorpe Road. They have an open mic night, and I played there, and everyone's sort of like deadly silent, you know, and they listened to everybody, and I thought that was a really good night because you could play music and everyone was paying attention.
I know that you released singles. I know Medusa's one of them. One of them yeah. I've heard and I really liked.
Cool.
What other ones have you created, and what are you working on anything at the moment?
There's one that I've sort of nearly finished. It's called Up in the Clouds, which is quite cool. I like that one. Yeah, there's been a few others that I wrote back in the day. One about this old lady who, when she was young, got her heart broken and has never been the same since. This guy sort of left. Yeah,
there's got to be one in there somewhere.
And then eventually she runs into him when she's like 70. And
well, you just created this story?
Yeah, and then they're like, oh yeah, let's get back together. So I don't know how that would work in real life, but that's the story.
So when you are songwriting, where does most of your inspiration come from? Are you just sort of doing it on the spot, or do you put a lot of planning into it, or how do you?
It's different every time.
When it comes to songwriting. Sometimes
you use sort of your personal experience, and then sometimes, like that story I told you about that lady that I just made up, sometimes you just make something up, you know. And the process is different every time.
Do you think the North East is a good starting point for up-and-coming musicians?
I think...
Because it is hard to get into the industry, for
yeah,
sure.
like the North East music scene is like pretty cool, and like there's loads of awesome artists knocking about. But I think anywhere, like no matter where you are, if you just go and find these places that you can play your music, it's a good starting point anywhere.
So you're going to be performing for us today, so whenever you're ready.
Cool. Where do we go when skies are grey? Do we go home, wait for the rain? Or do we fly high, watch them fall? We know nothing, nothing, nothing at all. And we say, hey Mr. Rain, come back soon. And we say, hey Mr. Rain, you've been here since noon. And we say, hey Mr. Rain, won't you leave us alone today? It's late July, got a couple of cans, sun in the sky. I look above and see a cloud, then I stand up and sing out loud. And I say, hey Mr. Rain, come back soon. And I say, hey Mr. Rain, you've been here since noon. And I say, hey Mr. Rain, won't you leave us alone today? And what people don't know is, when he's here, he changes the whole atmosphere. And what people don't know is, when he's gone, he's gonna go and rain on someone else. Mr. Rain, come back soon. And I say, hey Mr. Rain, you've been here since noon. And I say, hey Mr. Rain, won't you leave us alone today? And it's getting tough, spending all year round in waterproofs, we've had enough. So let's stand up so you can hear it. Yeah, no man rain, you're poking up in our spirit. And I say, hey Mr. Rain, come back soon. And I say, hey Mr. Rain, you've been here since noon. And I say, hey Mr. Rain, won't you leave us alone today?